So, the Hand of Aegis approach the front gate, using the disguise afforded to them by the Seeming spell, so that none of them look like themselves. Smokey disguised as a magpie Kenku, being brought in as a prisoner. The group walk through with limited issues through the front gate. There's a quick nod, but no real conversation. Just a little sort of a, oh yeah, yeah. And then Cosette leads through to the left entrance of 3 to the castle. Where the group finds more guards. And again, similar sort of situation. There's a little bit of conversation, and Cosette gauges from the demeanor of the guards that you're talking to. The left is the way you should head. Which, memory serves, does kind of fit in with what Mary suggested. There is a spiral staircase at the end of the corridor, leading up and down. The group head down one level, open the door, and there are cells and a grizzled guard at the end. Eska has a little chat, says that they've captured a caster who's been causing issues, and says they might be special, and she'll probably take them to be seen. The guard says, well, need to leave them in the holding area and just let a bird know because they're busy today. Chaz and Gaigar are on duty and we'll open the path. Eska has a quick scout down and sees more cells on the other side of this sort of block area thing. And there's a slightly weird conversation, but eventually Eska manages to escape without causing suspicion. Group go down another. It's just to the next landing, but it's probably more than one floor's worth. And as you get down to the bottom, there's immediately sort of splashing and squelching, as you have. there's like standing water on the bottom step, and a torch with continual flame burning on it. And outside the door, there's 5 different routes to go, and what looks like firelight burning to the south. Eventually, the group decides that that's probably the way to go. There was a bit of conversation about that, and the group heads south. They realize that they could use a torch if they want to, but nobody has one. Closest thing they have is Cassette with the Candle of the Deep, which feels a bit silly in the space, but hey-ho. Chaz and Gaigar are guards located near a brazier that's burning. Chaz is a short, mangy dwarf with a nasty beard, and Gaigar's a 7+ foot tall, bald Goliath. There's no cells, no doors. They're just standing against a wall. Again, Eska steps up and has a conversation, convinces the guards that they have a special prisoner, and that they need to go to the holding area. Guards are convinced and put their hand into hitherto unseen recesses in the wall, opening a panel behind them. There's a narrow passageway that leads down to a 30-foot sort of octagonal room. At the sort of the key item there is a large portal, about 20 foot across, and the group step through the portal and enter into a a very bizarre landscape. There's the ground feels fairly normal. Silverius says, "Do not walk on the moss." It confirms that, as far as he's aware, that the group is not on a known plane based on his academic learning. Bador confirms that the land is giving off very strange vibes of dragon, aberration, and elemental. Smoky casts locate creature and confirms that Colas is in cages that are away and to the right, ahead of the group. Group head to the cages. Colas and Ted are each in the center of one of 6 10 by 10 by 10 cages. There's no obstruction, no guards. Regular, just real world locks that Bador is easily able to pick. While that's happening, 2 large birds circle above the group, and slowly get closer and closer. It's not until one of the 2 lands right near the portal as the group are escaping. The size of the bird is understood as a huge bird. Looks vaguely like a vulture. Second bird is out of sight, and as one bird is watching the group, the sky darkens and green lightning starts arcing across the grey and green clouds. The group kind of bundle out, and Cosette and Smokey fall in a heap, with Cosette's splint mail echoing down the hall. Gygar stomps down, start asking questions. There is a very unconvincing conversation. Eska, completely out of her depth, tries to convince Cosette to step up. Tries to give cues to suggest that Cosette should just bonk the guy over the head. Cosette is not picking up on that, and even if she did, probably wouldn't based on her oath. Thankfully, just as Gygar's looking like he might start getting a bit frisky, Bador recalls the name of the half-wood elf sergeant, Leander, from the East Gate, and says that's who gave instructions to take the magpie and the other 2 back up to the other cells, as they were not, in fact, special. And last thing that happened was Gygar calling down the corridor to Chaz, saying, "They're coming out, and they've got extras." And that is where we pick up. Any questions or clarifications before we move forward?
No.
Not from I.
Cool. Angie, you all good and caught up?
Yes.
Groovy. In that case,
roll initiative.
what are you guys doing? Gygar has stepped to one side, and you have that barely 5-foot corridor.
Smokey casts Abjuration 4.
I guess we're gonna push on through.
Yeah, he didn't say anything about like. He just said that for the dwarf, he's like, "Hey, they're coming through."
And he said, "There's more of them now."
Okay.
We're all still in disguise as well, right?
Yeah.
Everybody but Smokey, I think? Or is Smokey also a...
Smokey's a Kenku.
Yeah, Smokey's a Kenku.
Kenku, okay, yeah. That was it. I guess...
The only ones
Colas
who
and
aren't in
Teta.
disguise are Colas and Teta, who are just in drab clothes. They said their gear was taken off them.
Yeah, and we the only thing we
We
can
passed
think
the chest,
that
didn't we?
might hold that gear is the chest that was with the dwarf on the next floor up, I believe. The guy that was guarding the door down.
Yeah.
Guarding is a strong term.
He was sitting there.
He was definitely he was definitely sitting, and he was there.
He was guarding his seat.
That's about as much as we could say. Yes.
So yeah, Eska's gonna try and, seeing we've been given this chance, she's gonna make headway.
And to refresh, these guards are outfitted like all the other Drake's Warden, right?
Yes, insofar as they don't, even these ones in the castle, there's not a set standard uniform for them. You've seen a variety of armor types and styles and fashions. The constants are the dark green, and those who have shields. It always has the silver dragon. Is it so? No, it's a green dragon on the. Hold on. This is why.
Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Where is it?
Ratty! Ratty!
It is a silver dragon on a green background. The crest.
And all the patchwork armor, well, okay, I'll just think on that.
Okay, so what Eska's going first. What's the order here?
I figure Sylvaris he'll play the role of like prisoner, kind of either tug. Are they on a rope? We got them on a rope, or are they are the hands bound?
I don't know. Did you bind the hands?
Make them look kind of prisoner-ish, don't we?
Thought that was
Well,
the
I think
idea.
we had kind of faked it for
Or
appearances.
Do we have manacles?
At the end of the last session anyway.
I would think
Yeah.
that we planned that.
We don't have their hands bound, but we have them looking like they're bound, I think.
Okay. There you go. So do with that as you may.
Sylvaris, he'll kind of follow up the rear actually this time, and he'll be pushing them along kind of like a guard would, and he might be accidentally too enthusiastic about it.
Pushes me by accident. I'll stay towards the back too. It's just so I can potentially use my bow.
Because that would probably go after Eska, I would imagine. And then
Claire in the
Sword
middle.
We'll say for narrative
Yeah.
purposes that at this point Eska's pushed forward a little bit past Cosette because things are a bit edgy.
Yeah. Plus, she didn't really do anything when you tried to get her involved, so.
That's true. I'm done with signals.
Till next
No,
time.
you're not.
And I may have seeming just imagery of us, or does it change our voices a bit too?
Believe it's just. Ooh, excuse me. I believe it's just. appearance. Let's see. Okay. It's an illusory appearance.
Okay.
It's sort of like a disguise everyone.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Which is why it's 5th level. So it lasts for 8 hours without concentration. You can adjust up to a foot taller or shorter. You can go fatter, thinner. But broadly speaking, body type has to be the same and have the same basic arrangement of limbs. Which is why Smokey's a Kenku.
Mm-hmm. Smokey's just playing a vicious game of cat and mouse.
If for some reason someone tried to lay, like if you had an illusory hat, and someone tried to grab it, their hand would go through it.
Did I mention that I gave everybody ginormous illusionary hats?
If for some reason someone has reason to suspect that things aren't what they are, they can make an investigation check against the spell save DC. And if they succeed, they know that there is a disguise.
Okay.
So it's all very vague, to be honest.
Does the dwarf at the end, is he paying any attention?
Here, drag the Hand of Aegis down as in the lead. So as you get there, he kind of steps and says, "So what's the deal then?"
I guess they're done with these ones. They decided they weren't worth the effort, so they're just going up with the rest. Figured they figured we should just escort them seeing as we were coming back out.
All right. Well, off we go then.
Have a good one.
Gotta go, hurry up. I don't want to trap you in there.
And we'll just start walking in a perfectly calm manner back through the sewers.
Can I get a perfectly calm manner roll from everybody, please?
Oh, yay.
What are you counting this as?
Let's go straight wisdom or intelligence or charisma, whatever you think would be best for you.
Wisdom, intelligence, or charisma?
Gonna
Yep.
go charisma.
Okay. Okay.
That's a charisma 19 for me.
Okay.
That's a 21 for me.
Do we get a +2 from? No, that's only saving throws. Never mind.
Yes.
13
Not a saving
Silvarius.
throw. This is
Oh, dear Lord.
It's a skill check.
5.
No, nice gate.
Yeah,
Our
right.
door looking shifty.
It's because he drew his bow.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Oh, just admiring my bow.
No, that's literally what I say when I go through. I say noise gate.
Noise gate.
Noise gate.
I can tell you that Claire got a 20. Could be intelligence or wisdom because they're the same for her. I can tell you that Cosette did not do good.
I think we should all acknowledge that Smokey did not bring the group down for once.
Whatever do you mean?
It's important to remember the good times for when she rolls a bunch of ones in a minute.
So yeah, Claire got a 20. Cosette also got a 5. 3 plus 2. So The average is pretty good. Chaz watches you as you disappear into the dark, or at least the dim light, back towards the door that heads up. But, no sounds of pursuit.
Perfect. I guess once we get over there, or a little more out of earshot, Eska will say, okay, so if we are going to try and get to your stuff, we are going to have to deal with the dwarf at the top. I don't think he is too much of a problem, but we should have something in mind to do.
Can one of us relieve him from duty?
I mean, how threateningly do you mean that, Silverius?
He crooks a little smile.
I'm being honest. Not looking to kill the man.
Oh, you mean, I mean...
Perhaps we can send him on, relieve him from his duty for the day.
Possibly.
Just eliminate him from the equation.
I wish you would stop using words like that.
Everything is vague with Savarius.
It sounds so threatening.
How about we cut his time here short? Again. Not what I meant.
Perhaps we could attempt that, and if it does not succeed, the others could be ready to subdue him, just knock him out. And I actually mean knock him out.
We'll look through all of my stuff to find non-lethal options.
He pulls his bow out.
Yeah, he's just like, "Yep, sorry, I got nothing."
Do you want me to attempt to get rid of him, so to speak? Anybody?
I mean, talker.
Okay, I will give it a go. I guess whilst people are preparing their various forms of bludgeoning weapons, I'll begin to lead us back up again, I suppose.
Alright. Easy enough.
Put my hand on my axe.
Savarius,
Mm-hmm.
make a wisdom saving throw, please.
That's not good. That's not good. A saving throw.
It could be a good wisdom saving throw.
Okay, fingers crossed. 15. Maybe.
Okay, sure.
Is there anything that's going to stop us getting back up to that situation?
No, care.
Okay, so I'm trying to remember. Didn't we sort of round the corridor back towards him, or did we come up through it? Did we go down through a door, or did we round the corridor and go down?
It's a spiral staircase.
It's a spiral staircase. You go up one like to the next. There's like a landing area, like a very small landing area with a door.
And then he's
that
kind of at
leads
the end of
out
that
where it
corridor.
is. Yeah.
Is that ever burning torch at the bottom of this? where we're at?
Yes.
Is it removable?
Yep. It's just like in a little sort of loop thing.
Okay.
On the wall.
Would we have to technically go by him to get out? Or could we just spiral staircase all the way up?
What was the stuff in that room?
All I'm thinking is theoretically, if I can get rid of him just by talking to him, then the rest of you guys being there is actually less helpful. So if you guys can either stay down below so that he can go up and away or go up above, it might be easier than him walking past all of you sort of like kicking your feet and whatnot, looking like you're waiting. You see what I mean? If he can just not see you again.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to be casually waiting outside like...
Yeah, that's. I suddenly realized that a big gang would be a bit weird for that.
Yeah, if the the rest could absolutely go past to the next level up, which was the level you came in at, without the guard being able to see any of that because of the door.
Okay. Do you all want to either I don't know which way he is most likely to go, but perhaps if you could find a way to get out of his path, I could persuade him away and then retrieve the stuff more easily than if we are all there. What do you all think?
Not having any idea where he might go
Did we
kind of complicates that.
I suppose he's more likely to go up, right? Because was there not the what would you call it? Their chambers were up on the higher level, I believe.
I don't understand why he would venture down below.
Yes. So perhaps if you wait on the landing below, I can encourage him to leave, and then I can let you know when he has gone.
Sylvaris will nod.
Okay. I feel like that makes the most sense to attempt, at least. So Esker's gonna then go up and through the door.
And as Eska's going up, Sylvaris, he'll just stay close to the doorway at the base of the landing and just keep an ear out to hear if he does hear footsteps coming down that sound more clumpy guard like.
Same, and I will pull my axe, but I'll spin it in my hand and like turn it backwards, so like I would hit with the back end of it, so it would actually be more like a club than an axe. Use it.
You don't have another one of those, do you?
I pull out my other axe. Because I do have two.
Sylvaris flips it around with a blade end facing out. No, he follows better.
Any objection to my plan, DM?
No, go for it. Let's see what happens.
All right, I've gone. I've gone up the stairs, taken a moment to compose myself, and then I'm heading through the door. Is the same fellow there?
Yeah. I mean, it's only been
Couple minutes.
yeah. I was trying to think if it had even been 10. Possibly not.
We're that efficient?
There wasn't much to do.
No.
So I will wander towards him, give him a wave, and say, well, we looks like we're gonna be stuck here a bit. They sent me up to relieve you, give you a chance to get some shut eye.
Okay. I'm frantically trying to remember what voice that guy had. Anyone remember?
And you just listen to it. What voice did he have?
This is the guard that's sitting on the box?
Yes.
It was very similar to the bar guy that you can barely understand, only he was more understandable.
All right.
So a little
That's
bit
a
of
great
a
description.
little bit of a Yorkshire accent. The country farmer Yorkshire accent.
All right. They like this. All right. Hello.
But
We'll go
with
that.
more authority. Like he knows what he's talking about.
Right. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You
dialed in.
ready to get some shut eye? Been at this a while,
Is it-
ain't you?
What? I didn't think it was time yet.
Well, I mean, it's your choice. You can stare if you like. They just figured whilst I was passing through, they didn't need me down there, so. But if you wanna sit here, it's all yours. You know, you take it.
He looks like he's gonna get comfy for a second, and then just says, "Piss on that." All yours. They've been pretty quiet.
Nice.
Reckon I could probably get up and get a few hands in before I take a shot eye.
Well, just don't forget to come back down when you're done.
Well, I'm not gonna be back for 10 hours or so, I reckon. Oh, worry, someone else will come down.
Good.
About 6 hours, give or take.
Ain't too bad.
Well, all yours. And he gets up and starts heading towards the door you came out of.
All right, I'll plop myself down on the chair and look bored.
And he's like halfway there and he's, oh! I forgot. And he unhooks a keychain from his belt and tosses it to you with, I don't know, 20 plus keys on it.
That would be embarrassing.
Well, it's not like you gotta get in there, but just in case.
Just in case.
Right, time to go lose some money. Rubs his hands together and, with more energy than you would have anticipated, opens the door and starts. You can see he's definitely heading up.
Perfect. I guess I'll give him the chance to get out of earshot, and then I'll scuttle back down the corridor and down to the others.
Okay.
And say, come on.
Easily done.
There were other people in here, right? In the other cells, or were they empty?
Yeah,
They were.
yeah. Some of the cells are occupied. Yeah.
Do any of them, like, I guess whilst the others are on their way up, following me back up, I might take a glance just to see if there's anybody that stands out for any reason.
Give me roll a percentile die.
That's not on my profile. 89.
89. Okay. So one thing you do notice is in the second cell from the door, and they're all on the left as you're kind of coming back from the door towards the seat. One thing you notice is the guy who got arrested in front of you in the sewers. For using magic. It was the first time you saw the weave worms in action.
Now, was that because I remember there was a guy that got arrested in the market?
Yeah, it was like in the dock.
Or the
market
dock,
area.
sorry, yeah. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Yes. Did I say sewers?
You did, yeah. Which?
Yes, I definitely didn't mean sewers.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not been that long ago that you would have seen that happen. He's looks very similar, you'd say. But so that's in the second cell. You don't recognize anyone else on that side. There's, as if you recall, there's 6 cells on that left wall, and then you kind of come around the U bend, and then there's another bunch of cells down that way. You do see a couple of guys who look very adventurer-y, you would say. They're sort of, big burly types. No one you recognize necessarily. But they look like they can handle themselves, at least in a fight.
Let me ask this. Do they have like a look about them of so I mean, obviously they're adventurous types. Do they have a look that's might put one not at ease, or do they look relatively, do they look mean? Do they look relatively more friendly?
Give me an insight check.
I mean, really, I'm just looking for people to add to my train of orphans. Oh, that's a natural 1.
It's hard to say. When they look up at you, it's not exactly with love in their eyes. Not too surprising. You're currently dressed like a guard. You've been talking to a guard. So, they're looking up at a guard who's been incarcerating them as far as they're concerned. So they're not exactly eager to have a discourse with you. But, yeah, that's all you can really tell.
Okay. Alright, I'm not going to be crazy. I'll just go back around and see if the others are getting stuff from the chest. Oh, I guess I would have handed off my keys to... I mean, I feel like Bardo's going to be the quickest one to work out which key goes in, so probably hand them off to him.
Alright. Bardo, give me sleight of hand.
Okay.
While he's doing that, the guy that got arrested in the market, he was trying to use magic to charm somebody to give him a cheaper price, right?
That sounds right.
Okay.
Should I... Okay, no, you're good, you're good. Sleight of... So I'm trying to get back over. There it is. 19.
Okay. You're able to quickly flick through the keys and find one that looks like it would fit a small lock. Quickly open it. Open the chest. And there's some really nice stuff in here. First of all, Coalesce and Ted are like sitting over either shoulder. And they quickly kind of push past and grab. You see two really nice bows disappear, one over either of your shoulders. Then Coalesce reaches past and picks up a pair of glistening rapiers. And Tedda grabs what looks a little bit like a throwing star or something. Grabs that and a short sword, and then once they've kind of cleared out all their stuff, there's still some stuff in here. There's a pair of nice looking axes, hand axes. There's a what you don't see, that everything that's in here is very much weapons, and that in fact there's only weapons in here. There's no armor, no shields. So and kind of as they realize this, Golas and Ted are disappointed. But yes, that for whatever reason there's none of that there. But there yeah, there's also no like arcane focuses or wands or staffs or anything like that. It's all very much just weapons in this particular crate. And it's the only one that you see here. Gosh, just says, oh, bastards took my armor. That was good stuff.
I will just look through the chest, but I won't take anything.
I mean, you can hear Colors and Ted are like rapidly trying to affix the weapons back onto themselves. There are belts at least, so they can kind of get things vaguely organized. Yeah. Anyone else having a rummage?
No.
I don't think I was too very near. I did want to actually look at the two adventure types, and kind of see what they're wearing. Is there anything unique on them?
They are wearing something very similar to what Coalesce and Ted are wearing. It's just like drab brown clothes. Just like a simple tunic and pants.
Okay. They
seems to be what amounts to prison garb here.
Okay. Do they look like can we tell, are they fairly like normal? Are they like what race are they, or
so you would say one of them is probably just a big human.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is big, but also a bit more wiry, and you can see pointed ears that would suggest some sort of elvish ancestry, but Probably not full-blooded elf, half elf of some sort. It's the light is not great in here. Hard to say for sure even what skin tone either of them have. Besides not very light or very dark. That would probably be clearer, but yeah, both of them not really paying you too much attention.
So they're just kind of in their own little world.
Yeah. They're just sitting on the floor.
I guess seeing that, Eska might say, do we leave these people here? I mean, the problem I see is that our time is... We should be careful, but also... There may be innocent people here, and... There may be criminals, and I wish we had time to be able to sort through them, but I fear if we let them all out, we may be doing as much harm as good. But it is hard to fight the urge.
Indeed. I am curious what they might know.
It could be a case of the enemy of our enemy.
Let them out to cause distractions.
I mean, there's that too. But as of right now, we are potentially getting out of here with no downside. If we have a prison riot, that would bring immediate notice that something was up.
That's fair, but how are we going to get out whenever these guys right here are kitted out the way they are now? I point to the two that we rescued.
Well, remember, Bado, we are all wearing our pilfered uniforms. We could uniform them up.
Yeah, I suppose that's the way to go.
It's the best I can think.
Do you have on you hold on, what do we need? He stops and thinks for a second while he consults.
What we all should do is just take off all of our clothes underneath our seaming. So that way when it drops, we just startle whoever's in front.
Shock effect.
Yep.
It's sure to work once. We get him with the surprise round.
Let's see, Teta and Colas. Thinking about it, we could, now that we're free, probably help ourselves out a little here. I think. Oh, interesting. Hold on.
So Varys just says,
Would be good to have that picture now.
Picture?
The one that can make a tunnel.
Ah, yes.
It was a picture frame.
What does everybody think? Should we, whilst they're thinking about how they can help themselves, should we let anybody out, or should we not? I am very torn.
so Varys takes the end of the hand axe and hits kind of one of the cage, or one of the pole or bars. Hits one of the bars to address the two adventuring folks.
And what are you two doing here?
The human kind of looks up at you. This. What's it to you?
Right.
He just kind of looks down. Looks back over to him.
It's too long to explain. But we are not here to hurt you. But it could be in your interest to share information. I'm assuming you have not encountered a group as us, standing around doing stuff as we are. That not a bit strange to you?
Make a persuasion check.
My forte. It's a 6.
You did not have to spit on my shoe.
I couldn't reach your face. Look, I don't know what you're doing here, what your problem is. We're just gonna do our time and get out whenever we get out.
And Savara's just, and he turns away.
Yeah,
An
I don't
unfortunate choice.
think we can. I don't think we can risk it.
Risk what?
You turn around, walk out. Go, guys.
As we're walking past the chest, Eska will glance in just in case there's anything elfy looking in there.
Make a perception roll.
16.
You do see what looks like a little charm on a necklace that looks elf-crafted.
Consider it yoinked. She'll just stoop
Hey, we-
down, grab it, and if nobody, it sounds like nobody else got too in depth in there, she'll just pop the lid back down.
All right.
Unless everybody suddenly
Um,
decides now that Eska's got something that they want something.
Jealousy's kicking in.
Yeah.
Just wait a minute.
But I want one there.
Eska took. I mean, not out of character. Eska took something from the chest.
Yep, she did.
Yeah.
You can take a quick glance down to see what it is. And it is a
Necklace
it's just like
of acid arrow.
it's a circle. It's funny. It's a circle, like a wooden carved circle, very intricate sort of like design of the border to it, and then at the center of it there is inlaid a silver arrow with green fletching, which is funny. You would recognize that as a symbol of Solanor Thalandira, the elven god of hunting, archery, and survival.
Okay, that's a lot of information.
Yeah. I will pop that over here. You can just
Perfect,
Google
thank
it
you.
later.
Yeah. she would think that should be in the possession of an elf. So she'll grab
It
it.
was previously. Just like to note, even though nobody knows about this, a lot of judgment going on one time whenever Bardo was like, "Hey, everybody, take some." That is all.
I don't even think I saw it.
I mean, I don't think I saw this one.
But just James to the rest of the party.
No, yeah, no, yeah, just in principle,
I mean, I would say, I think Bardo would have, unless he wasn't looking at the time, Eska didn't try and, like, sneak it. She just walked by and probably went, ooh.
Well, I mean, at
and,
that point, I
grabbed
was
it.
walking away because, the guy was sassing us a bit, and I'm like, I don't feel like dealing with it. So I would have
Yeah.
started walking away already. So I don't think I would have looked at.
I mean, there's a chance you would have clocked something. So, if we look at the map here, let me make sure you're on the same map as me. You are. Okay.
Crucial.
So you would have been talking to the guys like, why is it not letting me write? There we go. Like around here-ish. And the chest was around here. And the door you're going through is over here on the left, the north left of the U. So you would have been coming like right around past the chest. Anyone who was talking to those guys. So I think if Eska wasn't hiding it, there's a reasonable chance that any of you could have heard.
I see.
At least, ooh. Just ignore the guards. They're not there right now. They're on the level above. Or at least they were when you came in.
Nah, I didn't notice.
I don't know. With a 10, you probably did. Honestly.
That bad.
Well, there was just no attempt to hide it.
Sylvie, you're on your prequel settings.
Oh. How did... Oh, there you go. Finger puppet time.
Okay, so what is the plan now?
Gearing these folks up to look like they should be walking around. Giving them I'll give one of them my tabard like I did before, and then yanked it back.
I believe that I have the most complete uniform as well. So I will hand that to
That's right, you took like a full
Colas. Yeah.
set, didn't you?
Yeah. So I'll hand that to
yes,
Colas
that
so he
would
can
not
look
fit.
the most... That won't fit Colas?
No, it won't fit.
Teta. That's what I figured, yeah.
Teta.
That would probably have
I
to
mean-
come off of one of our dwarven allies.
It's going to take a couple of minutes. To like taking off the armor, not too bad. Putting it on takes a little bit. Like, like 5 minutes for, or is it? It might only be 1 minute for light.
Oh, we also have Smokey, who's a prisoner still, which would be weird for us to be marching Smokey out.
True.
That's true.
We just change him back,
I don't
and
know
our
if
prisoner is gone.
I don't know if I can... Can you change the look of people during the seaming? I'm assuming
Or can they
no.
drop it?
So,
Or can you drop an individual? I don't know if any of this is actually covered in the spell.
certainly dropping it as a concept was. Okay, it's only a minute to don and doff light armor, so it's not that long. And then let me check.
You can use your action to dismiss it sooner. Now, that's the spell, so I don't know if it's an all or none.
Yeah. I would assume that is all. Personally.
Now here's a question. If Smokey transformed into a creature, what would that do?
Well, it's magic, right?
Yeah.
Big lizard.
I think it would overwrite. But then when she shifted back, I don't see why. I would think she would be able to shift from magpie into animal form. But if she shifted back, she'd go back into magpie,
Oh, that's cool.
I think.
I mean, it's such a weird situation that I don't know how much it would be covered.
Yeah, because it's not like one of those things where if you attack, you lose it, or if you do an action, like, it's not even concentration, right? It's just 8 hours, yeah.
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 That's a weird one, yeah.
Smokey, perhaps you could, maybe it's time to bring back Smokeflea. For an
I
encore
can do.
performance.
He will go ahead and shift into a flea.
Here we go
And-
again.
And you just hear him go as he jumps onto Eska's shoulder. In
Now, when
flea
he
form.
speaks, does he still have his full voice? Is it a flea, like talking at normal volume?
He's gonna be. Oh, that's
Or
all.
does he get
That's
a
all
really
the
squeaky
communication
voice?
you get. It's just
Okay.
Jump once for yes, twice for no.
I guess when you're in animal form, you actually can't talk, right?
Morse code.
I think it's
True.
more like you have. It's not. Yeah, I think you can't really
No.
talk. It just comes out
But
like
Unless you...
But
It,
we have the ring of animal talking. Can that bridge the gap?
yeah, I don't see why not.
I don't think it's ever been
Because-
used for fleas before.
No.
mean, we're-
But also, I mean, there are, like, Great Elk, for instance, have a language that is called Great Elk. So that there are beasts that have languages as well. For the
Wow.
Is everybody ready to go? Because we probably should not hang around unless there is anything you want to do. Eska will look around to see if
hoping.
anybody's saying anything.
Taylor just says, I was really hoping I could look less like me, but I can't think of anything that would help. I don't have any magic that could do that, and I'd be aware of using it anyway.
I think I actually have something that will help out here. Just give me one moment. Yes. And she will fidget around for a moment in her bag. And who was it that was saying that? Teta.
Tessa.
And she will just walk up to him quickly, and she will draw a mustache on his face with charcoal. There you go.
Right. you get a rare smile from Colas. Not really what I was looking for.
Where did
Does it make
Teta
me
go?
look?
Where did Teta go?
Does it make me look more conspicuous or less?
I guess it depends how well I drew it.
Give me a performance check.
Nice.
I don't think you have a.
22.
It's pretty solid. Got a little pencil style mustache going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Might not hold up to close scrutiny or being rubbed. But
You
yeah.
got your setting spray.
Draws on a fake. Master.
I hope he forgets to wipe that off for the entire rest of the campaign. His new look.
All right. So the plan now is what? Where are you headed?
I mean, we have to leave, right? Does anybody object?
No, it's time to leave.
When we get out, where is our destination?
I had not thought that far ahead.
Get out of the city. Try to get something like, just get away from this.
I think for now that makes sense.
Thinking back, out of the city was problematic once. Just making sure we want to revisit that or not, as a possibility. There may be no great options.
There are less weaveworms outside the city. That makes me want to go.
Back towards Dark Orchard.
I think so. We can, if we make it that far, we can regroup and decide if we want to remain on the island or if it is time to get back to the mainland. But for the moment, just getting away from this the power that is here feels good.
And should we be separated, do we head back to our inn?
Makes sense, I think.
What? Cup and Rat?
Yeah. Cup and Rat.
Aye.
All right. So we'll walk out together.
We just walk out like we're heading back out on patrol.
What if that guard is hanging about up there?
Well,
I can find out.
And Silvarius brings Kedox back into existence on Eska's shoulder. And says to her, he says,
He will let you know to go.
Okay.
I will simply attempt to leave.
Okay. Sounds good. We will be shortly. We will be a little behind to give time to see if we are safe. But truth be told, honestly, if things go wrong, I imagine there will be much running.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Oh dear.
It's gone so smooth so far. I cannot think that anything could go wrong.
Silvarius turns and starts heading towards the stairs, thinking in his mind,
If Eska could do it.
All right. So you head up the spiral staircase to what is essentially the ground floor. The staircase continues up, and there's the landing with the door again.
Okay, head on up. Or towards the... Oh. Make sure I didn't miss. That's towards the level ground floor, right? Like, or top ground floor.
Yes. So, yes, if you head up the stairs, then you get to the landing where there's the door that leads back towards where you came from to get in, and then further up leads up into the castle somewhere.
Okay, so I'm just going to head out the way that we came in. Or towards that.
I guess we'll head up to at least to the, to the door, so we're ready to move once we get the message.
There we go, Silvarius. You are now on the map. There you go. So yeah, you step out, and then you've just got that. It's like the solid wall, basically, on this 10-foot wide corridor leading back towards the door you came in from.
And it's just regular corridor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll head on down.
Yeah, nice big stone slabs for the floor. There's, as far as you can tell, same couple of guards that are sort of like doing this weird sort of between door situation. You can hear some rowdiness coming from inside the inside the door that they're sort of guarding.
I'll step around the corner. And are they just kind of hanging out?
Yeah, seem to be.
So far as he stops and he looks at him, and he just kind of gives him like a thumbs up. Doesn't say anything.
They kind of give you a weird look, and then one of them kind of gives you a half-hearted thumbs up back. And a sort of a face that says, "Why?"
And he gives him an affirmative nod. And then starts walking towards the doors leading out.
Okay. Yeah, they don't stop you.
And stepping out into the courtyard, has anything changed?
No. Like, you can see there's the group over by the gate. You would say it probably looks like same number, same folks. Likewise, you can see a few people up on the walls. Looks like one on each of the main towers there above the gate, and then you can make out another one off like a ways down on the right at the next tower where the wall turns a corner.
Okay. So far, he just keeps on walking and never looks back. He doesn't do that.
This is where he leaves the campaign.
He gets out a little ways and just kind of like looks up towards the sky, and then thinks in his mind towards Kedox to give them a positive things are okay head nod, like yes, 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 little tiny head nod.
All right, Eska, can I get an insight check to see if you can understand the sign from Kedox, and I guess it'll be performance from Kedox.
Oh, what's the stat for performance?
Charisma.
Oh, it's a 9.
Oh, Kedox is just like Daddy.
Yeah.
Just like everybody.
Oh god,
Well, nobody can understand Eska.
that's a 5.
So Kidox looks over, kind of your ear, Eska, and just kind of headbutts you in the ear twice.
Is that a good or a bad?
He kind of like, he's right on your shoulder, so his face is quite close to you. And he kind of looks at you and gives you what you think might be the pseudo dragon equivalent of a smile.
I'm still not sure. Do 1 flap for we should go, and 2 flaps for we should stay.
Flaps once.
So hard to read. She sort of picks him off her shoulder and puts him down. You have to stay here, otherwise they will see you.
Kind of looks up at you with big, round eyes. Blinks a little bit.
Who knows how he feels? Come on, everybody. They're so inscrutable. Remember, act bored, act casual. Just walk on by. And that's what Eska's going to attempt to do.
All right. Severus, you did not, so far, attract any attention as you get towards the gate. Let me have everyone once more please make a cool check. So D20 plus a mental ability of your choice.
You
Me
didn't
too.
smoke
So ours
flea?
too.
Severus, you're fine.
Okay.
You are on your own, which is helping you.
Yeah, does Smokey have to roll this as a flea?
No. I think we're good there.
I'm on a
It can be
20.
amusing if they said, hang on, that flea looks suspicious.
Like, wait a minute.
Something shifty about that flea. Oh,
Thought
20.
we got rid of all of them.
We are a cool bunch.
Wow. Also,
How
lot
is
of
it
round
so many
numbers there.
20s?
I know.
2020, 2010.
That should make your average easy.
Well, let's see. Oh, that's right. And then there wasn't one from Smokey. So, yeah. So, yeah, you're able to walk out. You kind of arrange it so that Colas and Teta are just in the middle, not attracting too much attention. So Varys, as you get right up towards the gate, you hear the door opening behind you. As Eska, I imagine, is probably the first one to head out.
Mm-hmm.
As who's picking up the lead, Bardor? I mean, at the end. Is that you, Bardor?
Yep.
Okay. As you are heading out, you hear coming not from directly behind you, but the other end of the other side of that U corridor. You hear what sounds like a commotion starting up further down. You hear the sound of some running armored footsteps. And It sounds like it's coming from not particularly close, but it's heading in the vague. It sounds like it's getting louder.
Okay. Who's closest to me?
Probably Claire and Tedda.
Okay. I'll just say for them to hear, I'll be like, password up. Sounds like there's people falling behind and they're in a hurry, so let's make sure we're not dawdling. Pass it along.
So Eska, eventually, word gets to your ear.
Now, is this like Chinese whispers, where it's completely different to what Badr said?
Yes.
Purple monkey
Okay,
dishwasher.
No, because everyone is able to quickly get across the idea that there's trouble brewing behind, and you need to maintain cool but go fast.
She will lengthen her stride. Do we sort of get up to the guards at the front?
Yeah. So Savaris, you're just walking straight through.
He's got like a slow kind of, not a whole lot of purpose pace towards the front. But you said Eska did come out.
Yeah, you heard the door opening as you were getting towards like where the worm is.
Okay, so he would like kind of like side eye look back and see that, and just try not to be too reactive and just kind of keep on his steady, because he looks like an old man, right? An older.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just gonna keep his pace. He doesn't want to change it up too much.
Gotcha. So yeah, we're sort of like this right now. And then, so as Bardor's leaving, you're like, basically you'd be like right, sort of there-ish.
Okay.
And then you can't hear any of the noises going on inside. But you do see Eska walking a little quicker than you may be expected.
Okay, he notes that in his mind. Yeah. Yeah, just that's odd.
All right. So which way are you heading as you go through the gate?
I imagine straight through.
Okay. And then from there, that kind of takes you back out into the courtyard area. Zoom. So you would be sort of coming out there.
Okay.
So you're heading straight for the north gate?
Ants.
Yeah, I had to zoom
Ants.
all the way in.
Yeah, I mean he would still, until he was outside of the courtyard area, he would kind of maintain his lackadaisical walk.
Yeah, the other guys just give you a little nod as you walk past.
He nods back, mirror nods everybody, thinking in his mind, this is what they do. And if there's nothing spectacular heading on, like happening out here, he's really focused on his mission objective.
You can hear not far off to the east, so left from where you're looking, since you're sort of heading south out of the castle. Um, but yeah, off to the east, you hear loud music and the occasional cheer.
Nah.
And broadly speaking, that's in the direction you're heading.
Oh.
Well, assuming you're heading towards the North Gate eventually, and then out to Dark Orchard, you'd have to get out of the courtyard. You kind of have to take a route that's going to take you near Great Green.
Okay, yeah, I mean, he'll head that way then, probably. From what he can best remember as far as his pathways out.
So, Eska, you see Silvaris starting to disappear through the gateway and taking a left, which to you feels like the right direction. How quickly are we walking here?
A fast march.
It's a little tough for Claire and Teta especially to keep up. Bador, I imagine, has probably spent more time doing that sort of thing based on his background. I would think he could probably keep up more easily. But Teta and Claire are having to puff a little bit to keep up. Bador, make a perception check
Perception.
as the door closes behind you.
I like it. Perception. $27.
Okay. The sounds are getting louder. And as you guys are heading towards the gate at a reasonable pace, you hear the sound get louder and then start to get maybe a little quieter. Like it got close and then started getting further away again. But then you hear another 2, maybe 3 more taking the same route as far as you can tell.
What was that? They're taking the same route as us?
No, taking the same route as the first
Oh, okay.
person.
All right.
How close are we to the gate?
You're getting right up to it now.
Eska will say, Did he leave ahead of us already? Oh, I better catch up to him. And sort of attempt to just keep puffing onwards after him.
One of the guards just says, he was loping over towards Great Green. Probably going to get himself a pie and sit down in the shade.
Is there only thing that speeds him up?
And there's just a shake of the head.
And she'll roll her eyes and just continue onwards. I think if we do catch up to Silverius, we'll just sort of go to a more moderate pace until anything cataclysmic sort of makes us feel like we need to.
So, yeah, you can catch up to him pretty quickly as he's movie, so you probably join up together about... No, I was pressing the Alt key. There we go. So just as he's about to come out onto the Great Green area is where you'd catch up. And as you get there, you see the space open up in front of you, and the stands that were put up to watch the tournaments are absolutely chock full of spectators. And the parade is like finishing up on the far side. Like you can see everyone's kind of gathered over there now. It's gone sort of behind where the stands are, and is it looks like it's not going to continue on the road down towards the east gate. Is that the east gate? That might not be the east gate. Hold on. I need to pull up my other map. I don't think that's the east gate. I think that's a different one. On this map? No. Where are my maps? Sorry. There we go. I found them. I need a more detailed map. There's the east gate. All that. Yeah. So, yes, they're not heading towards the east gate. They are stopping the edge of the Great Green there, and seems to be that, you know, the party's getting ready to start. You get the impression that if they haven't started already, the jousting and solo combat might be getting ready to begin as well. Which means it's probably about 1 o'clock, a little bit after.
Any change to the plan, or should we keep going?
Varus looks, and everybody's all here.
You don't see Smokey. But
Did I?
Assuming.
Did I see the transformation? Yeah. I think it's...
you also don't see Kedox.
Looks to Eska.
And
Where's Kedox?
He's there when you need him.
at this moment, Kedox sends you a message telepathically, as he is wont to do. And he sends you the image of guards rushing down the corridor towards him.
Can I summon him to his pocket dimension?
You can. Just as they rush down the corridor. And it looks like one of them is getting ready to kick him.
Well, just in the nick of time. I believe they might start to think something rather strange.
Well, I guess let's get out of here and not give them a chance to have anybody to find.
We best make our leave.
Okay. Takes you 15 minutes or so to get to the North Gate. There's still some amount of foot traffic coming through the gate into the city. Not nearly as much as there was first thing. Most of the crowds have sort of gathered in the central areas at this time of day for all of the festivities. Again, you do see couple of patrols. You see at the gate itself only 3 guards, and not even Weaver in there right now.
I suppose once we find a good spot, it would be worth ducking into an alley to unseeming.
Before or after you leave the city?
I guess do the patrols like go out of the city at all? Like, are there some that do loop around outside?
The only time you've seen guards outside the city was with the purveyor in that.
Inside the
Incident.
city.
Give me perception and group stealth.
Stealth.
Oh, ooh.
14
Uh-oh.
perception.
What type of armor are we all wearing?
Oh, 28 stealth.
18.
I just assume I have.
You're in breastplate,
8.
I
Is that
believe.
is that the weird one? That's
It's medium that doesn't give disadvantage.
Smokey, you're a flea. Come on.
You know what? We'll forgo Smokey.
Oh, good.
Largest flea ever.
Oh no!
Don't worry, Smokey. I got you.
Oh, no.
Oh
no!
Lord, he doesn't.
Wow.
How? I mean,
The-
double.
God.
Is that double?
We got.
It's double threes.
Yeah.
That's Claire.
This is
And
all too accurate.
no great from cassette either.
That suck.
Team Clanky Pants.
Clanking away.
Yeah.
And a little flea going boing, 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 boing.
Yep.
Well, those will be fine.
Guard awareness was like, you hear something? I am.
Oh no, that was Coalesce and Teta rolling.
Jeez Louise, guys.
Well, Coalesce is mid-20s probably. Teta would be somewhere in the mid-teens.
Okay.
As far as everybody's concerned, Eska's no longer there.
Yeah.
She has disappeared.
So, Eska, you find what you think is a reasonably quiet area between the what's it called? Five below.
Five guys.
And-
Between the 5 below and the 5 guys.
It's silver
Yeah.
below. Everything's a silver or less.
The Bright Coin Pentagon. I knew there was a name for it. And it had something to do with 5. It was not 5 below. So you find somewhere between the Bright Coin Pentagon and the North Gate.
There's got to be a copper tree somewhere.
So I would imagine
The Silver General.
you're looking somewhere around here. Off Scimitar Way. You think you're reasonably well covered. Everyone kind of gathers together.
Now keep quiet, everybody. That is the main thing.
What?
Can we just get on with it? Says Claire, impatient.
We're not out of the woods yet.
No, we are clearly in the city.
Yes, because we are not even in the woods yet.
Which we hear is boink, boink, boink.
So are you dropping it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that they're going to be so noticeable.
No.
I imagine
correct.
that we're all gathered in this alley, and I'm like, perfect, and then like Silverius just wanders out into the middle of the street right when I'm about to drop it or something.
Oh, jeez.
Like he doesn't even catch that you haven't dropped it yet, and he's just walking on it.
Yeah.
You gotta grab him by the back of the shirt. Right, come back.
Yeah. They're there are no guards watching. But one of the traders from one of the carts set up in the Brightcoin Pentagon happened to be looking down Scimitar Way at the time, and does indeed see the various change from a grizzly old guard into a rather resplendent dragonborn. And you see him immediately start muttering something to the store guy next to him. Actually, no, you don't see that. Silverius isn't paying attention. His passive is not going to catch that. But yeah, so you are back to yourselves.
All right, let's get out of here.
Smokey will turn back into himself.
Do you hop off Eska first?
Yes, I would have hopped off her.
Just checking.
I didn't
we're all
realize Smokey
dressed
was on
like-
me.
And yes, you do all have like a raggedy bunch of outfits on that are vaguely guard-like.
Okay. We are the Drake foe den.
Don't forget to take your uniforms off, everybody. I will
Wait.
take those back from you, Colas.
Are we doing that now?
Well, the guards do not really go outside the perimeter very often, so going back to normals to leave the city seems sensible.
He starts taking his...
Silverius, why are you
Green
not wearing
stuff.
anything?
Uh-oh.
We told you we're not doing the naked plan.
It's it's happening again.
So as everyone kind of like takes heads back into the little alley and wardens, Budor and Eska, you kind of head back out. You see a little bit of commotion coming from the Brightcoin Pentagon. A couple of the merchants there are in conversation with a couple of Drakeswarden guards and vaguely pointing down Scimitar Way in your direction.
Notices that?
It would be you and Eska based on your passives. You're gonna catch that as you kind of head out.
Okay. Yeah, I think somebody saw us. We kind of need to get out of here.
Uh-oh.
Okay, let's walk. Let's get out of sight line and walk quickly, but not run for the gate until we have to, if we have to.
Okay.
Claudia says, should I have tried to get in contact with Captain Adard? Do we know what we're doing?
Are
Never-
we...
Never know what we're doing.
Is it time... Are we going to leave for now?
I think we go now and we can discuss this after.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, let's head in that general direction, and if things kick off, maybe we have to let Captain Adad know to be ready. If luck prevails, we can just lay low.
All right. You're only about a couple minutes walk to the gate.
Does it seem like anybody's prepared for us in any way?
No, no one's looking to bar your exit.
Then Eska's just gonna walk confidently and calmly through.
All right. But are you picking up the rear again?
Yes, I'm keeping an eye out to see if we're being followed.
Give me a perception check.
Uh, 27.
Couple of things. One, you hear sounds like running feet coming towards your general direction again.
Hmm.
Two, you see a familiar falcon perched on the wall, watching your group leaving through the gate. 3, you see along the wall, heading towards the river, you see a curly-haired halfling scowling at you.
There's too much going on. Well, no, we're being watched by that halfling and the falconer too. Just keep moving. Might be followed. Just keep your cool.
Oh, you announced that?
Yeah,
Or just within earshot of everyone?
yeah. Not yelling it out, but just saying it.
Eska's gonna drop back in the order a little bit to be more towards the back. Just encourage Cosette to keep moving. She just wants to be prepped in case needed.
All right. As you get sort of up to the river and get ready to turn away, looking back, Bador and Eska, you would see a couple of guards running up to the gate and start talking urgently to the three who are on duty.
How far away are we from the gate point?
At this point, probably like 100 feet and getting further.
Okay. I think we need to like go for a bit. Go to a tavern nearby or something. So I think they might have seen something, and it's hard to say which of us they've seen.
As soon as that's happening, Eska's gonna turn and look at the gate and is going to subtly cast fog cloud on the gate area.
What's the range of fog cloud?
120.
Perfect. Yeah, you can do that with no issue.
And then she's gonna say, "Yes, let's get out of sight while they're working out what's happened here."
Yeah, the whole gatehouse is just surrounded in fog that appears to have rolled in out of nowhere. You hear muffled voices get a bit louder, but you can't really hear what they're saying. No one's come running out of the fog, though. And you have an unobstructed route towards the bridge in Dark Orchard now. As far as you can tell. Still, you know, basically late lunchtime-ish.
I guess as we're moving, so what do we do? There's obviously they're suspicious. If they put everything together, I fear they're not going to be too happy. Do we take this as our time to leave for now? I fear even if we find a place to lay low, there's no guarantee that they will not come out looking.
It's possible. I fear that we stand out too much as a group.
Yes.
Main question is, how much do they know of our actual identities? We maintained our disguise for the majority of it. That has to have some merit.
In my mind, it depends on how much the purveyor is involved in what happens here. I feel like the purveyor will put this together. But it depends on how much influence he really has. That is unclear right now. You two, what are your thoughts having been taken and interrogated, perhaps? I do not know. What are your thoughts, though?
Would like to get quite far away.
We have a boat on standby that we could head back towards Delsmer and regroup if you are willing and able to join, and if that is what we all wish to do.
Well, not enjoying being on the island quite so much anymore. Although, I guess technically we weren't on the island the whole time, were we? And Teta just says, no. No, we were not. He kind of looks around nervously and I think I'd rather wait to get into the details until we are off the street.
Do you want to
Yes.
remain on the island, or what? I feel like this is a group decision between us all. Do we go now?
No. I don't want to be
I think
near here, personally.
it might be time to go.
I
Let
feel
me-
we know less about here than we do across the ocean. And we have what you wanted back.
As he looks to Eska. And then the Coalesce and Teta.
He means what we all wanted back.
That's right, big fella, I understand. and I don't think we've really said it, but we appreciate what you did. Not everyone would have done it. That's for sure.
You are friends and you are comrades in whatever it is that is going on.
Good to know.
Uh,
Alright.
I've got a question real quick. And this is out of character. The elf lady we saved, we took her to the boat, right?
Lavinia. Yes.
Sure did.
The boat's not here, is it?
You don't know.
We'd probably need to get Claire to establish communications with Addard, I imagine.
Don't worry, the boat is just around the next corner.
Yeah,
We'll
right.
be
As
away
we
from
see
here
it,
in no
like
time at all.
it's pulling away. You're like, oh.
Maybe we just get Smokey to swim on out there like a dolphin.
Yeah.
Squid Smokey.
So it is, like I said, it's like late lunchtime on the 3rd. You rescued Lavinia very late on the 1st. And, well, like midnight-ish. And then you made it back with Lavinia to Dark Orchard in the very early hours of the 2nd. So it's been not even 36 hours since she was sent away.
Right. Long enough for them to make their repairs, probably. Anyway. Switching back into bar door mode, as we're walking, I'm like, do we know if the boat's still here? Because if we not, we're gonna have to lay low here until they come back.
I can ask Captain Adard where they are.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Can we get to the tavern first, maybe? I just don't want to be doing this in the middle of the street.
Very well. We're still not seeing any signs of pursuit, like behind us that we can tell.
Were we stopped and talking, or were we moving?
I hadn't stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured, as long as we keep moving.
So,
That's what
so
I
if
was
the
hoping.
rest of you, if the rest of you had stopped, then I was just having to shout louder and louder.
I assumed that you were walking and talking, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
We need to find a place to better regroup.
to the Cup and Rat? Towards the Cup and Rat?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So you get to the Cup and Rat. It's probably about 1:30 at this stage. Jerry's behind the bar. There's a few folks in there, but no faces you recognize. And the large table that's the opposite end of the fire is available. It's still pretty chilly today, barely above freezing. So that's why all the seats near the fire are taken, and certainly for a group your size. There's only really like one table at either end of the bar that's big enough anyway. But yeah, so you can absolutely go in and take that table.
All right.
And Claire sits down and casts sending to Captain Adard. Says, Captain Adard, it's Claire. Are you close in Dark Orchard? Or are you still over in Delzimer? We need to get out of here. And message comes back. We are in Delzimir, but we can leave on the evening tide and be there around midnight. We'd have to wait again a bit, but we could leave early tomorrow morning. And Claire relays that.
As if we have some time to ourselves, or better, or worse.
Well, we better be vigilant about people looking for us and lay low, I imagine.
And should we reach out to our newfound allies here? Or fend for ourselves?
Perhaps we could let them know that our mission was successful, but that there may be a little heat after, so we are looking to temporarily leave the island.
And I have a portion to return.
Did I can't remember. We had sending stones to contact them, right? Or did we had the sending stones for us? I made poor notes.
Good question.
There was some some quick shifting of items. So far as trying to figure out what we were taking.
I'm trying to remember if you had anything that could still if you could still reach out to them. I think you had a set that you were using. That might be it now.
Because I had one that reached out to them to begin with, but I can't remember if they ended up gifting us that for the to use as we desired. But if not, we still had, was it Jerry? Gary?
Jerry. Yeah. Well, Jerry's at the bar now. His brother Gary is nowhere to be seen. You do also have a lot of their equipment. Which Claire points out.
Mm-hmm.
If we're leaving, we need to give all the stuff back. I know that potentially makes us vulnerable on the ride back. But, I mean, lightning can't strike twice, right?
Perhaps before too long, we tell Ada to acquire provisions for such a rare occurrence. Lightning striking twice. But we do need to return. We were gifted, if at all possible. But I am nervous.
The table that we're at, is it anywhere near windows?
There's not really much in the way of windows there, to be honest. There's like a small one next to the door. But no, it's not particularly close to the windows. Or the window.
Smokey would be on high alert for anybody coming in and out of the tavern. And just kind of generally scanning for anybody that might seem like they're following us or watching us.
Okay. No one has come in since you did. And no one seems to be paying you too much mind right now. You do see Jerry glance over every now and then, but that may be as much as the fact that you've come in, sat down, and ordered no drink. Just downright disrespectful.
Do I get that impression from him? Seeing him?
Yeah, he just glances over every now and then, and when he does, he always seems to be like cleaning a cup when he looks over there, and it's sort of a look, I have clean cups kind of way.
One of the times if Smokey catches his eye, he would kind of wave over to him, like to call him over.
Yeah, he comes over.
And
And he says,
oh, sorry.
he just says, good to see you all again. I haven't seen you in a couple of days.
We have been very busy, but we are very thirsty. Could we have some pints of ale?
Oren, everybody?
I nod.
Anybody turning it down?
Savaris waves his hand like no.
Like, no.
No, 2. Got it. And he hurries off. And starts pouring beers. And Tedda just kind of like leans over and says, "What did he say? Anybody got anything from that?"
Wait. Of course.
I got 0 words, but I'm pretty sure he pointed at me at one point.
He said he hadn't seen us in a couple of days.
Oh. I guess that's true. We had been here and then we sort of disappeared into the sewers and didn't come back. Until now. Alright. Right. So, maybe we should give a little information about what we saw while we were there. Would that be reasonable?
It couldn't hurt.
And just as Ted is about to launch in, Jerry comes back and puts down a tray with 10 beers on it. And kind of beams at Silveris and says, two of you, big fella. And it says, 2 gold.
Smokey hands him 2 gold.
Alright. And he disappears off the bar.
I'm still
Again.
concentrating on fog, by the way.
Okay.
I just realized it's an hour.
Yeah, why not? So Tata says, first things first. We heard the name of where we were. Which confirmed my suspicion that it was nowhere I'd, heard before. One of the guards called it the Knox Vale.
The Knoxvale?
Yeah. don't really know what to make of that. But I can confirm that it is some other plane. Not one that I knew existed before this. There have been situations of planes or more likely demi-planes existing sort of operating alongside the prime material plane. But it's the first time I've been to one like it. It's nothing like traveling to the Feywild. This was entirely new. Yes, I don't know how much you could tell, but I think you weren't there very long. There's not a lot of wildlife there. Certainly nothing bigger than those birds, and even they seem like outliers. There were some small creatures, but nothing big, which felt unusual too felt like a sort of foresty place. Certainly the edge was very foresty. And with the relative lack of people, I would have expected more creatures, but very odd. The birds definitely seem to be in communication with whatever power is there. They acting like sentries, I think. Don't know what the lightning was about, unfortunately. No, didn't like the lightning. Didn't feel natural. That wasn't a regular storm that was brewing. Tell you that much.
Did you have any clue as to why they brought you there?
Yes, actually. Hi. First night we were taken. We were taken fairly quickly through to there, put in the cages. And then a little while later, after we talked to Blair, Biddy came and talked to us. He was asking about you guys, as it happens. I think they made a connection. And was trying to find out what they could about us and about you.
Yes, he seems to have some sort of obsession. I don't know why.
I'm still trying to figure out why it was so easy for us to get out.
Yes, it all went too well. That's almost more worrying.
Well, there's got possibilities, I suppose. I don't think you're going to like one of them, but I'll put it out there just so it's out there. He could have turned us and is using us for information gathering outside of the confines. He didn't. But I thought I'd say what some of you may be thinking. But one thing that could have happened, and thus he wanted us freed. But he didn't do that. He just asked us about you, and then, I mean, he didn't unlock us or anything. He didn't even torture us. He just asked us questions. I don't know. I wonder if you just thought we were trapped. I mean, we didn't have any way of picking the locks. We didn't have anything to pick with. Made sure of that. The guards cleared everything up. There's nothing on the ground that we could have got. I saw you, Bardor. You made quick work of them. Nothing fancy about them, but we just didn't have any way of cracking them open, you know?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know if it's as simple as thinking that when you're on the other side of the portal that's underneath the castle, you're safe. Or if there's something more sophisticated at play. I just don't know.
How and where did you get captured?
In the sewers. We went right. And, unfortunately, a bit clumsy. Fell into a box and got surrounded by about 10 of the guards and 2 of those weave worms. And, we were ready to fight. And I was getting ready to use my sort of go-to magic, and then the lizard did that thing where it sort of like lit up, and I felt the power just draining away from me. And then they just mobbed us.
So
What was
Varius.
that?
Sorry, what?
That was that.
So Varius, he speaks in Dragonborn. He just, like, yeah, right after she finishes, or he finishes what he was saying, he speaks in Dragonborn.
And how do you know we can trust you?
What?
He looks to Teta.
He just sort of shakes his head.
And he looks over to Eska, and in Dragonborn he says,
We delve deeper. Make sure they are not hiding anything.
all in Dragonborn.
She will respond in Dragonborn. I thought about that, but I am still keeping that fog cloud over the gate. Perhaps it has served its purpose, but perhaps it is buying us time. I don't know, but I'd like to hold it up a little bit longer. Perhaps I can check them out in a little bit.
He switches back to common.
I'm just concerned.
And he's talking towards Kolas and Teta.
The purveyor has been ever present since our beginning. The lot of us together. I feel that, as you mentioned your extraction, was rather simple. Whether you know it or not, you may be agents or tools for him.
Aye. Well, I suppose why I said it, because I would wonder that too in your situation. I've encountered one of these good guys before, and he was briefly able to control me. And I ended up stabbing several of my friends that day. Not Teta, thank goodness, we weren't travelling together at the time. But several of my other companions who I'd been with for months at that point. But he got in my brain, and I had no say. I turned on them and I stabbed. And I kept stabbing until I came back to my senses. And that was only after I'd been stabbed back several times. I know the sway they have.
This one is incredibly powerful. As far as using you as a conduit for diviner arts, or if he's even using you as a point, an anchor, he's just...
I mean, is there any reason he wouldn't be doing that to you?
Honestly, no, there is no reason otherwise. Perhaps I'm being overly paranoid.
I don't think you can be overly paranoid in this kind of situation. But at the same time, there is some level of trust you have to put out. Otherwise, we will turn on each other. So I think it is a balancing act between the two.
But why would he have not just got what he wanted? They were easily in his grasp. And yet, they are here. Not that I lament that fact, but there's a puzzle piece missing.
I mean, perhaps I am underestimating him, but he seemed to get caught out before. He left behind notes that we were able to find. Perhaps whilst he is clever and manipulative, perhaps he cannot see all, and he can still be surprised. Maybe there is just a chance that we have done things he did not expect of us, or caught him off guard before he was ready. I don't know, but it did feel like we have essentially somewhat got the better of him on 3 different occasions, albeit in somewhat small ways in some of them. I would take that as an encouragement rather than I am currently taking it as encouragement, though I am also skeptical of that.
Not
Just
how
for
I
your
spelled
notes.
it.
I had a feeling.
I actually did, but I put a space on it.
I mean, it doesn't matter how you spell it.
However you
Since
need.
you haven't seen it, written down. I mean, I don't know everything that's going on, but to me it makes sense to get some distance. Maybe try and find a way to figure out what's actually going on there, which is difficult if you're not there, but
We have
seems, yeah.
a couple options with connections we have made back in Delzimer. We know several individuals and perhaps even the council in the woods. We are not without option.
Maybe it is time to push harder on the velvet glove as well. They obviously have their connections over here and perhaps are watching us. They've been coy and giving out minimal information, but obviously they have a hand in both places and that could prove useful.
And then, of course, the falcon that we continuously see.
I assumed that was one of, I don't know, I want to say Garth.
Definitely not Gethin, was absolutely Garth.
Gethin, thank you. I presumed
on,
that
Gethin?
was, I presumed that was Gethin. But perhaps we can ask him when we return. He did say it was his job to keep an eye on everything. Perhaps that was just him keeping an eye. And it is always just a boat ride away again. It's not like when we return we cannot come back. It just feels sensible to be away for now.
Agreed. Things seem a little hot right now.
Mm-hmm. We achieved a lot more than we planned to on this trip.
Cannot say that I did not fully believe this was going to go as it has thus far. But I am continually surprised. And what is our next move? How should we get in touch with?
What's her name?
The group,
place
the
that's
group
here.
Yeah.
The
I'm blanking.
the Garth thing.
notes.
It's the something. It's
It
definitely
is-
the
definitely
one
the
syllable
something.
thing.
It is the
co-
But
something.
my brain is also drawing a blank.
The calm?
Stay calm.
The
It
Yes.
is the calm. Yes.
Nobody panic.
All right.
I mean, I want to solve what is going on, but we have endured a lot these last few days. I don't think it would be a bad idea to just take a few days to recuperate and regroup and process what has happened over here. And then make a plan from there as to how we proceed.
And this is after departing, you mean?
Yes, once we get back to Delsima, it's this kind of thing takes a toll on the body and the mind.
I was suggesting that maybe we meet with them tonight at our point of departure, if we can facilitate that.
That is not a bad idea.
Return the help that we were given.
We definitely need to make sure that we are not being followed.
I can message Marius and ask him to meet us at the docks. Whatever time we need.
When is the boat to arrive again?
Adard said he could probably be here by midnight. And then we wouldn't be able to sail properly until a few hours after that because of the way the tides work.
Shall we have him meet us there at midnight? It seems like a good time for a clandestine meeting.
I think this is good.
As long as there's no snake people.
We could sleep on the boat.
Yes.
Alright, so Claire messages Marius to meet on the ship at midnight and with a plan to return gear. Was there anything else you wanted to do before the ship arrived?
At some point, Sylvaris, he does want to actually tell the group, when they've kind of like had time to just they're calming down, but he wants to let everybody know about the weird images that he received from Kedox, and he's trying to wrap his head around it a little bit and to kind of get their thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm.
Would I catch on to it based upon what was going on? Like, what I was hearing?
I can refresh.
Yeah, go refresh.
He would just, you explain.
When Kedox came back, our communication is not in words but pictures. And he gave me glimpses of the Order, the castle headquarters. Griffin, of which you met, and the other leaders. But then he conveyed the performers of the street practitioners of illusory tricks. And then he conveyed Drakesburg. I am just trying to make more sense of it.
The animal speaking ring. Would that work
Yeah.
with a celestial animal companion?
I mean, is a
Let
pseudo dragon
me-
even a beast? I feel like it might be a dragon.
Terminology could be important.
If only we had a dragonborn with speak with animal.
Enter Rogar.
Yeah, no, it only works with beasts.
'Kay.
Very specifically.
And I guess a flea isn't a beast either.
I think it might be.
Yeah. I think
Depends on how
probably
much it
would
works
be.
out in the gym. He's a beast.
Flea beast mode.
Hey,
The only humanoid it works on is Mr. Beast.
Oh man.
yeah, he understands common and draconic but can't speak. And he is indeed a tiny dragon.
Is Silverius going to pursue that anymore, or is he just going to kind of let it float out there?
I mean, does anyone have any thoughts or wish to? I mean, you can potentially make a roll if you
Yeah, I mean,
think that there's a thing that you want to pursue conceptually.
brain shutting down, so I can't think of anything that's going on with it.
And if we need to sleep on it, we can revisit it tonight.
Eska doesn't care about it anyway.
Let's be honest. It's not.
I'm looking to Cosette and Claire.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that Cosette would necessarily know how to join those dots. I think Claire might be your best bet as a lore cleric. It's kind of in her wheelhouse a little. Let's see here. That's nifty too. Oh, she speaks all languages. Very talented. Oops. Accidentally disadvantage. I'll take the first. So she thinks about it for a second. I'm just trying to think what the... I'm focusing on the last part, the sort of illusion Drakesburg. Illusion Drakesburg. That... Does that mean anything?
To what
I mean,
I'm...
to me, I don't know if there's anything more. You know, the all of the beginning just feels like it's to do with the Order of the Dawning Sapphire. I don't know more than that.
And I can't tell if it's that Drakesburg is an illusion or a distraction. Interpretation is challenging at times. He was frantic in his communication, so it is of some import.
Ted is kind of like just sitting there, sipping his drink, and just said, "Do any of your order ever leave this plane?"
Out of character, to be totally honest, I have not fully pondered their reach.
Now's the perfect time. Have ponder.
Okay.
I have not been part of any such endeavor. It is possible others higher in the order may have. My particular quest was for my own in this much farther southern region.
I guess I was just wondering if... What if someone from your order was not on the plane and returned, like we did, and experienced the same thing we did? I don't know how much communication you've had with them.
He's saying we could get a replacement for Silverius?
I'm pretty sure that's not what he's saying.
No, I just meant... I mean, I don't know what, if anything, you've told them about what you know of Drakesburg. But what if they're now getting reports from someone else that that city wasn't there when they left?
There could be more like us out there.
Actually, I was thinking more like us. You guys seem to have your whole separate thing going on. We were just in the Faerun. We didn't have some wizard do some strange thing. But it could be that there are more people like us who have traveled the plains and were not here when whatever happened happened. And therefore, when they returned here, everyone's talking about this place like it's normal and has existed forever. But they have no knowledge of. So in that sense, there could be, yes, more who, like all of us, remember a time when there was no Drakesburg.
Smokey, don't feel left out.
Okay.
You'll get there.
This is all a lot to take in.
Perhaps if we just hit you over the head enough, you'd forget it. Yeah.
I don't think I like this plan.
But puts her hand up and sorry, I usually only get half pints. So what? Right, I don't know. And then Ted just goes back to drinking.
So Varys asks Claire,
How drained are you? Do you still have enough to send perhaps a message to Greethan?
Think so. Please let me check my...
So we still need her to send a message to the calm as well.
Aye.
Yeah, but she's done what, 2?
she added,
Or was it just
and
was it just added so far?
trying to think back earlier in the in-world day.
I feel like there was
Um,
one this morning, but I don't remember who it was to.
Notes. Did I?
She does have one more.
One more.
Like, she could do... If she's done 2, she can still do 2 more. So she could do Marius and Greethan. And then she'll be tapped.
Okay. That's all the communication that Silvarius thinks he needs. Outside of leaving ascending just in case for tonight.
I mean, also, I don't know. In the morning, I can I'll be refreshed and I can do it again. So, if you want, we can wait to talk to Greethan until tomorrow. That's up to you. After I've slept, I'll be refreshed. If you want to save a backup. Either way, I should message Marius.
I agree with Marius, and then keeping you as prepared as we can until we are in a more secure position.
Okay. So she messages Marius and just says, meet the doctor at midnight.
Mhm.
And yeah. As far as the rest of the day is concerned, is it pretty much just going to be a case of loitering at the bar?
I think loitering and keeping an eye out.
Okay.
Yeah, after the morning, keeping a big eye
yeah.
out.
So I can tell you, you don't notice anyone paying too much attention. Certainly no Drake's wardens come down into Dark Orchard throughout the day. And eventually sunsets. There's sort of like a ebb and flow of people coming through the bar. But yeah, there's nothing particularly dramatic happens. You're able to just kind of lay low. And then once it gets real dark, you can head over to the dock where you see ship has pulled in. At the moment, it's the only one that's moored there. And as you get up to it, you see a black-furred tabaxi having a chat with a lithe green dragonborn. They see you approach, and you're able to kind of go down into the hold and hand over all of your borrowed goods, which does leave you guys a little under-armored. Mikolas and Ted are already under-armored.
We should still have some armor though, right? Like what we had from the...
That's right.
Our rentals.
Yes, that stuff you do have. But, for some of you, it's things like padded armor, which is rubbish. But you are able to get a rough night of sleep. And you wake as Adar comes down in the sort of pre-dawn hours and just let you know. Alright. Nope, wrong one. Alright. Time to set sail back to Delzima. You're not planning on coming back here for a couple of days, right? Frankly, I'm tired of being here.
Likewise.
Right. If you're still feeling nervous, stay down for 30 minutes or so. I'll get us well clear. And you can come up and protect us against whatever decides to attack us this time. Alright?
Sounds good. Thank you.
And so, you hear the creaking as the ship starts to move. You hear Marka above deck barking out orders to the crew. Not that there's much of a crew, as usual. And the boat starts to shift and sway. You have finally, for now, left Drakesburg behind you. That is where we will end for tonight.
Yay, leave it alone.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh man, what an extraction.